Thanks for joining It's Dating with Katy. Today we're getting to some nitty gritty. This is the stuff I love, you guys. We'll be talking about first date do's and don'ts for her. Now don't worry, in my next episode it will be for him. I'm on both sides, making you confident, successful, and to have some fun dating. Well, thank you so much for joining in. Make sure you subscribe, ring the bell so you will be notified. This season, it's almost finished, season 1 through 25, talking about the foundations of dating. Are you really ready? And then on top of that, how to do it well, how to do it right, how to be a 20%er. So make sure you send this to a friend, send this to an ex, and make sure to subscribe. Also, check me out on Instagram. And if you look below, you can get in my database. I can reach out, connect with you, and we can chat more about how to make it better for you. Now, also, there's some other fun things down there. We have a trip to Tuscany coming up for singles. We have a trip to Mexico. All of them are all inclusive. Look, I understand being single is not fun. Who do you travel with? I don't want to go with a bunch of old geezers. I don't want to go with my married couple friends. So that's why I'm doing these. So check them out. I have different companies and they will reach back out to you, but I'm going. So, hey, I know I'm fun. So let's go have some fun together. All right. Well, before we get started, I want to share something with you guys. I always like to share something fun and then get into the meat. In my database, I ask people to write a bio. One of the questions is my ideal match. Okay. So we have an about me section and then my ideal match. Now, those two are probably the most important questions when you're filling this out. And I have a woman who I reached back out to. She had been in our database since 2019. And even when I reached out to her, she's like, who's this and what database am I in? So I had to re-explain to her about, you got in this database, there's 4 of us matchmakers that use it. And I sent her bio and I said, look, I have a great guy for you, but this bio will not sell you. What I do for a living is I take the top quality people and I introduce them to each other. So you guys know that we're the 20%ers, okay? And that's because we put effort into the things in our lives. We put passion. We love life. We want to do it with someone who also has that joie de vivre. So I sent it back to her, which is something we can do. If you're in my database, you don't love what you wrote, let me resend it to you to beef up, 2.0 that for me. But I want to read to you what she wrote. Now, ladies, this is so specific to you today that's why I'm sharing this. All right, she wrote this. And now, again, I think she did a great job being fun, sassy, cute, intellectual. She says, hi, I'm a very active single mom. It's okay to say you're a single mom. Just preface that now. And if a guy doesn't like single moms, and he's silly, because single moms are the best, I think we do a great job. Just make sure you actually have time to date. You're not just dating to be an 80%er. You have to have time if you are a single mom. She says, I'm a very active single mom with a killer sense of humor, so I'm told, and a love of life. I love adventure and trying new things or exploring new hobbies. Now, honestly, I wish she had said exactly what those were, but later in our bio, we actually asked those questions. But if this is going to be a 300-page bio for Bumble, which I talk about in episodes 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, how to write your bio better, be specific in those things. She says, I am a successful psychologist and I'm financially secure and I'm looking for a man who has those things too. Heck yeah, let's pre-qualify. Pre-qualify. I love it. She says, I'm looking for a man who's confident, secure, level-headed, great sense of humor, likes to take charge, but not a control freak. Okay, good. She says, things that are important to me. Someone who thinks highly of himself but put others first. Fit, but also likes French fries. I love that line. Successful, attractive, but not too hot. LOL. She's right there, ladies. Family values, believes in God, good grooming. Gosh, isn't that sad that we have to write that? But we do. And communication and ready to do life with your equal. Penny pinchers, players, dirty johns, and serial killers need not apply. Now, seriously, you don't need to write that, but I think it's kind of funny the way she said it. Pet peeves, I think this is fun. Pet peeves are to you, so you can have a pet peeve because that's your thing. She says Birkenstocks, which I love my Birkenstocks, but not on men. I have a client who wears something like a Birkenstock. I said, don't ever put those in a photo again. She says Birkenstocks, endless small talk, which we talk about in episode 21, 22 about moving from the DMs into real life. Hairy necks. Ooh. And when she says hairy necks, guys, if you are listening, she's talking about hairy necks, noses, ears. Get it cleaned. Scarcity mindset and ultra left liberals. Okay, that's fair. She knows what she likes. I'm okay with that. My photos are recent with no Photoshop and very important that yours are too. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. Fair enough, right? As long as you're being honest and forthright, you deserve someone who's also being honest and forthright. I like what she wrote. She's fun. She keeps it real. So ladies, make sure that you kind of spice it up. If you need help with your bio, I do have an online service for that. I help writing your bio in a really cute and fun way. I actually write it for you. You take one of my 50 questions and you find your best ones and we rewrite something that you even say, wow, I don't believe this is me, but it's you. You just forgot about that stuff about yourself. So If you need help with that, let me know. Well, let's get into the do's and don'ts of first dates. Now, hopefully you've been listening to my line of podcasts. Your bio is looking fabulous. Your photos are great. You don't have a million friends in them. You are dressing well. You're taking care of yourself. You're doing my 4 foundations. Part of that is being healthy. Ladies, I cannot tell you this enough. And I understand we all have different body frames and shapes, but I can't tell you enough how being in shape and healthy, however that looks on your body frame, okay? Not everybody is a Katy. And listen, I'm little and I'm rectangular. I got no hips. I mean, I sometimes look at these Amazon dresses that I purchased. These girls are like hippie and curvy with big boobs. That's not me. But there's an ass for every saddle. There's a lid for every pot. Point of this is get in shape. I've never heard a man say, well, she's got a nice purse, so I want to go out with her. Men don't care about your purse. Men don't care about your car. Men don't care about your job. Yes, they want you to have a passion, but they don't care about that. I talk about these things, guys. Episode 9, you want to go listen to that. How to be directive with men. Episode 4 or 5, the 4 things you should be looking for in a man. Go back and listen, ladies, all right? And then email me, datingwithkaty@gmail.com. I want to hear what you have to say. So let's get started. So the biggest things for you is to be fit, to be fun, and to be feminine. Okay, I'm going to say these again. I use those for alliteration. When I say fit, I want you to be healthy. Healthy inside and out. You've done your work. Emotionally healthy. Physically healthy. You're looking good. You're feeling great. Be fit, be fun. You're going on a date. Woo! Okay, this is exciting. Pop a little mini champagne. I should have poured me some champagne so we can, be excited together. I literally put my girlfriend on Bumble yesterday. She had 2 guys talk to her. She's going on a date tonight. Less than 24 hours later. You got to move quickly. Go listen to my last episodes, ladies. How to move them quickly so that you are going on a date, because that is the goal. Now this is going to be your next goal. How to get a second date. So you're going to do these things and you're going to get a second date. All right. So let's start with this. You have the date. You and him have settled on it. You've given him 3 suggestions, or he's given you some suggestions. You've kind of helped direct him. Directing a man is not the same as telling him what to do. It's not the same as chasing him. So please go listen to episode 9 of my podcast, Direct the Man. And women are crazy nowadays. So when they meet that feminine woman who wants him to lead, they don't know that, because some of these women are just so cranky at them that, they get their heads bit off because he asked for a number and he's like, well, how else am I supposed to talk to you? And she wants to talk forever in the DMs on Bumble. No, we don't have time for that. We're 20%ers. We don't have time. So this is what you're going to do. First thing you're going to do is not be late. Ladies, please do not be late for this date. You agreed upon, you should make it at a time that is doable for you. You should make it so that you'll have enough time to get ready and get prepped and get in your zone and feel sexy and beautiful. So please do not be late. I do suggest this though. If you are going to be late, be 5 minutes late. And this is why I suggest it. And I promise you, I'm putting this in my podcast for him on the next podcast. I want him to text you, hey, I got here early. I'm at the bar. Can I get you something to drink? Now, I've heard some of you say, oh, well, Katy, he might put something in my drink. If you are still not sure enough that you should be going out with this guy, you shouldn't even be going with them. Guys, ladies, these men are not terrible out there. It would be so rare that would actually happen. Plus, you have the entire date you're going to be going on. So if you're that nervous, 1, always have a girlfriend tracking you. 2, use a Google phone number if you are that nervous. But if you're that nervous, you probably shouldn't be dating. Because if you think the world's a bad place full of bad men and they're all going to drug you by being a gentleman and offering a drink, you shouldn't be dating. So I'm going to tell him to tell you that. So when he texts you, because he listens to Dating with Katy, hey, I'm at the bar. What would you like? And you're like, oh, I'm running 5 minutes late. I'd love a gin and tonic. Thank you. Water, iced tea. I don't care what it is, ladies. Let him be the man with the plan. Let him make that decision and let him do that. So be on time or be 5 minutes late. Okay? So moving on. Number 2, wear something sexy and beautiful. What happened to ladies? What is with this Target shopping? Like no more Target shopping. I'm actually wearing a top that I would wear this on a date. Now you're like, well, Katy, it doesn't show a lot of skin. No, it doesn't, but it shows shoulders, and I have some pretty shoulders. Whatever you find is pretty on yourself, you need to be showing that off on a first date. Not a second date, a first date. Because men and women, both you guys, are moving, like not giving people a chance. You even though you're off the app, you're still swiping left because they showed up in something frumpy, because this man showed up looking dumpy. It really does matter. How you show up. Presentation matters. So wear something sexy and beautiful that you know is translatable for where you're going to be as well. I think it's important that you do know where you're going to eat so you also know the ambiance. I speak so much about ambiance, you guys. Your outfit should match the ambiance. If you're coming from work, make it changeable. Now this I could wear to work with a blazer over it. Now I would probably put some little skinny black jeans with it and high heels, right? I could put a little leather skirt with some knee-high boots. So you must be dressing properly for these dates. I have a woman in San Francisco. Now, San Francisco is a very casual city. Lots of CEOs that kind of got lazy and sloppy. Look, I'm not smack on Zuck, but like Zuck, I don't care how much money you have. You look so sloppy, I couldn't do it. Okay, the sneakers are just not attractive to me. But I was encouraging her that she needs to start wearing heels to her date. Maybe a little black dress with like a cool moto jacket and some black heels. That's very San Francisco-esque. It's very doable. It's chilly in San Francisco. Fair enough. And she said, Katy, it's just the hills are hard. And I understand that, but you know what? She's on a mission. We have 30 dates for her. She's 42. She wants to get married. She needs to start dressing better. She needs to pull them in. She went on her date, got there a little bit early, just for time's sake, because she was out and about, got to the bar in her dress and heels and was hit on by 2 other men. Because it's rare in San Francisco to see that, and it's becoming more and more rare. So please, ladies, when you shop, think about what men would like. And I hate to say that, I'm not being hyper masculine here. I am just saying, you want to find a guy who adores you? Well, he's going to adore something little and sexy, flirtatious and fun that you are wearing. Now, if you don't know how to do that, if style is not your thing, I have a great program. It's called 7 Steps to Sexy. It walks you all through about how to get that zhuzh back in your life, right, ladies? It takes some time. And now again, just because you're sexy doesn't mean you give out sex. So let's keep that in mind. All right, so you're wearing the hot outfit. You're there on time. You're being fit. You're being fun. You're being flirty. You're being feminine. Here's what you need to do. You need to think about 2 things and 2 things only. And this is my number 3, you guys. This is what you do. You think about, am I having fun? And is he attentive? You do not overthink, because we know that you overthink. You are thinking, will I like his kids? Can I marry him? I don't know about where he lives. It's too far. I don't know. Did I see his car? There is this plethora of questions running through your mind. Stop. Stop. Are you having fun? Are you being fun? So understand that when I say have fun and is the other person attentive, I also am telling your other partner, the guy over here, have fun and is she being attentive? So how do you be attentive on a date with a guy? Well, number 1, you can let him lead an order. And you're leaning back into your femininity, but you're letting him lead. And so that is being attentive. You're listening and you're not interrupting. Men love to hear about your day and love to hear you share. Sometimes women are more talkers than men. That's common. I'm a talker. I usually date men that are a little bit more quiet. But be attentive and ask those questions. Now, I am telling men the same thing. So please, I understand you're going to say, well, men never ask me questions. I will say this in defense of men. Sometimes they just want to be good listeners. So they really think they're just being a good listener, where in reality, they just haven't been asking you questions. Now you're annoyed, but he thinks he's doing a good job. So give a guy a break, okay? Here's another way to be attentive. When the food comes, serve him first. Men love that. Serve him first. It's kind of an old school value that is very sexy to men. So stop being overthinking. So, be attentive to him. And is he being attentive to you? Is he listening? Did you say that you needed some lemons for your drink? Did he not listen? And are you supposed to go get it now? Well, that's not the kind of man you want. You want the guy who says, oh, let me get you some lemons. And he brings someone over. So you want him to be attentive, but also you need to be attentive. And if he's being attentive, it's going to be a great date. And if you're being attentive, it's going to be a double great date. So ladies, don't overthink. 1, are you having fun? Are you being fun? And number 2, is he being attentive? And am I being attentive? And by the way, every date I've ever been on, I feel like I wanted to be the best first date he's ever had. And I got that often after the date. Even if it wasn't a win on my end, if it wasn't a match for me, these guys would still say, Katy, that was the best first date I'd ever been on. And I have to be honest, the common denominator was me. Why? Because I'm fun. I'm fun with whoever I'm with. And if I've chosen to spend time with this person, it's because I knew there was some value to them that I really liked. Now, they might not be the person I'm going to marry, which, hello, most people you date are not going to be who you marry. So get that out of your head and just start enjoying people for who they are. You picked them. You spent your time with them. So really find out about them and be fun and have fun with them. Do fun stuff. Number 4. Okay, ladies, so you're wearing a hot outfit. You're showing up on time. You are thinking about two things only, fun and attentive. Number 4, body posture, the ways you move your body, where you sit. Number 1, I love it when you sit next to a guy, even on a first date. If you can get a rounded booth, if you can sit at a bar, if you are at a square table, if you can kind of move side to side on the angle. This is why, because men do better when they're not on the interview process and when they're a little next to you. They're going to talk better. Plus, if you really like them, you can be feminine and flirty and touch them. Ladies, I cannot tell you this enough. Your whole not vulnerable, I get this feedback from men all the time on dates. Not vulnerable, not really moving a whole lot, not really laughing or giggling. What's the point? And some of you have said, well, Katy, I don't know him yet. Well, you should have vetted him out enough to know him. And by the way, who cares? Have fun. Be fun. I don't understand how you can't have fun with somebody you don't even know yet. How more exciting? You get to know somebody. Your curiosity should be sparked. You should be excitable. So I want you to do these couple moves right here. I want you to lean in. I want you to lean in on the table. If you're next to him, lean in, grab his thigh, maybe hit his thigh, hit his shoulder. Like, no way. Be playful. No way. He's talking about something and all you have to do is hit him and say no way. He will love it. He will think you like him, you're kind of into him. He'll get more comfortable. He won't be so nervous. If you listen to my last podcast, I have a 17-year-old boy who wrote to this girl, his first date ever, about how nervous he was. Guys are nervous. We women make them nervous. So we kind of have the power to settle them and using our feminine energy, relax them. So touch him, laugh, play with your hair. Just cute little things. Cross your legs. And if you notice, he'll probably mirror. If you're having a good time, he'll mirror what you're doing, okay? So be that feminine woman and use those little tactics. Lastly, ladies, be polite. This is huge on dates nowadays. Some of you have these really technical orders. I almost want to say eat at home before you come. It's a little off-putting to these men when they hear this whole vegan / know this, know that. Just go to a vegan restaurant and tell them that before you even go out. I mean, I had a gentleman go on a date and she was vegan, but she only wanted to eat at Mastro's, which, hello, it's a steakhouse. She walks in a leather skirt. Maybe it was vegan leather, but it still looks a little weird. All this to say, she goes on to eat French fries and bread and drink a bunch of red wine, gets a little tipsy. She knows everybody. She's being a little loud and rambunctious. Ultimately, he says to me, Katy, I don't want to go out with vegans anymore. They're crazy. Okay, vegans are not crazy. She happened to be a vegan who was making kind of poor decisions. And it didn't make sense why she wanted to eat at Mastro's when all she was going to eat was bread and French fries. That is not attractive to a man. So keep this in mind. Do not be difficult. Keep everything in a fun, playful way. Say thank you. And when he pays the bill, because you're not touching your credit card, he is a man. And if he can't pay the first date, he can't even be dating. You say thank you. Thank you so much. That was sweet. Thank you. I love this date. This was a great date. Give him feedback in those moments. So, and lastly, oh my gosh, I can't share this enough. It is okay to kiss on a first date. It is okay to make out on a first date. I am telling you, I have a client, she makes out on all her dates. She has such a blast with it. She's not doing anything inappropriate. She's just doing a little makeout session because she recognizes the energies when she's making out. I know some of you are like, no, I'm not going to kiss on a first date. And look, he doesn't know what you want to do, but at the very end, if you want to do a little smack play, go for it. If you want to sit in the car and listen to music, and I can't tell you enough that if you want to get a second date, now I'm not saying that this gets you the second date, but if you're so closed off, he might think and read you as if you're not interested. So even if it's like, you know what, I want a second date, but put a little kiss here until we get there. He would love that. Or if you don't want to do a kiss, just say, thank you, I've had such a great time. Hope you don't mind, but we're going to end tonight with a hug. And he'll probably get the picture. It's better than him going in for a kiss and you have to kind of sideways it or take it and like you don't want one. I mean, ladies, it is your job to be directive, and this first date is everything. So if you really like a guy, try these tips. I'm going to be sharing with him the things he should be doing to make you feel super comfortable and to have some fun. So make sure you're listening to all the podcasts. Make sure you subscribe. Go send this to a girlfriend for me. Ladies, I want you to get confident, be successful, and to have some fun dating and to find the right guy. There's plenty of good guys out there. Go get in my database. We'll talk soon. Where are you traveling in 2023? You're traveling with me. You're traveling on the Dating with Katy single trips. Our first one will be in January to bring in the 2023 in warm weather, poolside, tequila shots, all included at the beautiful Breathless Resort. Bring your bestie, sign up, make it your Christmas gift to yourself, because in that middle of winter, you're going to be happy that you joined us. Space is limited. Then, if you want a more difficult trip, well, I say that as a pun, you're going to want to join us for 10 days in Tuscany, where we will be difficultly drinking wine, looking for truffles, sitting by the beaches, going through the small communities of Lucca and the churches and the bars, and everything is included in that trip as well. You will want to join me. Space is limited. Make sure you click, sign up, put your down payments, and I will see you in Cancun and in Italy.